You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
Rosie is out of here.
Peace.
The TV personality has fled the USA and is now living in Ireland. She reveals she made the move 5 days before Trump's inauguration.
Moved here on January 15th, and it's been pretty wonderful, I have to say.
Her new home is in a suburb of Dublin. She shared photos of the neighborhood where she's living with her 12-year-old daughter, Dakota.
The people...
Rosie O'Donnell ditching the U.S. for Ireland in the wake of Trump's victory, and the president is responding. Watch it.
You know you have Rosie O'Donnell? Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
You're better off not knowing.
What's going on, guys? Today we're checking out Rosie O'Donnell getting absolutely destroyed in this video. You don't want to miss it. Let's
reaction. Go. Trump's Deputy Chief for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor, Stephen Miller. I don't know. Don't let the door hit you in the backside on the way out. That's my attitude.
Well, President Trump just keeps racking up the wins, huh, Sean? President Trump has gotten Rosie O'Donnell to self-deport from the United States of America. It wasn't explicitly one of our campaign promises, but it is a major first 100-day achievement, Sean. So you are welcome, America. Thanks to President Trump, Rosie O'Donnell has self-deported. You don't have to worry about that problem anymore. Now,
I think you have to debate. But I like
it has to be fair.
I like debating like the Rosie O'Donnell debate. I like debating when you have a great. Remember the Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah, that was very funny.
Megan, crazy Kelly. Thing, Megan. That was a hell of a question, man. If I didn't come up with that answer,
it was a great line.
Well, what it was is, that was we had 28,000 people. That was the Cleveland Arena where the Cavaliers played.
Right.
LeBron James. I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but he is a good basketball player. But that was the. And when I said that. The place went crazy. And she kept talking. No, she had like 10 of the...
Yeah, well, Megan said you said it to other people, and you admitted you did. But it was funny. It was a comedic timing moment.
It was fun.
That's what they wanted to avoid.
It was lucky I did it because she was drowned. Oh, she wasn't finished. That question, but she kept talking.
Trump is a funny guy, one of the funniest presidents ever.
Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it. She's basically a disaster. Well, she called me a snake oil salesman. And, coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her and when you see the mind is weak. I don't see it. I don't get it. I never understood. How does she even get on television? I believe Barbara made a terrible mistake putting her on, and I think Barbara's probably paying a big price. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Rosie's a person...
The thing is, that's who he's always been.
That's my point.
And he hasn't changed at all once he got into office, and people did expect him to. He's always been the guy that if anybody says anything about him, he talks mad shit about that person. Whether
he's never lied to you.
Rosie O'Donnell or whoever it is that he's been in feuds with.
Right.
Last night I called Hillary a nasty woman. But this stuff is all relative. After listening to Hillary rattle on and on and on, I don't think so badly of Rosie O'Donnell anymore. In fact, I'm actually starting to like Rosie a lot.
I hope you enjoyed the video and had some great laugh with me today. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy. You can also join the channel and become a member to support me so I can keep creating great videos like this one for you.
This woman's superb work at a recent Donald Trump rally. She didn't need to explain anything here. Everyone got the joke immediately. Of course, there are other copycats, and it can be hard to tell what's real and what's parody. For example, is this next video a comedy skit, or is it Rosie O'Donnell being afflicted with a terminal case of Trump derangement syndrome.
Okay, so how's everybody's nerves about this election? You know, let's say on a scale of 10 being can't think of anything else and may need some additional medication, I'm like at a 7. And I just think with all those people showing up for Kamala, I don't think it's as close as they're saying it is.
Absolutely
Rosie
ridiculous.
O'Donnell apparently has a non-binary daughter who became non-binary apparently at 10 years old.
They said to me, Mommy, there are some kids in my class who don't even know their gender. So like an idiot, I say, tell them next time they're in the bathtub to look down. If it's a hot dog, they're a boy, and if it's not, they're a girl.
Which?
Then she says,
yeah.
They say, that's binary. I'm talking about their gender, and gender is infinite. Gender is infinite. Where does a 10-year-old get those words?
Do you have any idea?
I have no idea.
Is there someone in their life that...
No. And I said to her, where did you find that? Where did you say? She said, some things I just know.
As a parent, it's your job to identify when your child has outside influences that may be negatively impacting them. And it doesn't seem like Rosie O'Donnell has done that.
That's bad parenting for you right there.
Now, talking about celebrities, we've seen a number of them threaten to leave the US if Trump won. And one of them, I've got to give her credit, she followed through with it. Rosie O'Donnell is now a resident of Ireland, and she started spreading election denial there.
I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated. Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that.
There you go, Douglas. Elon apparently owns and runs the internet now, and Kamala was hugely popular, so we need an investigation.
Completely insane.
I'm going to walk you through the different iterations of Rosie's disgusting problems, just to name a few.
Well, hey, everybody, it's Friday all day, as my Nana would say.
Oh, my God.
And look what I have on my lip. Everybody's been saying, you have herpes all this time, and I never had a cold sore in my life. And now I have a cold sore. And it makes me think that perhaps this weird pimple that had a tiny little head was a cold sore, too. And so I talked to my doctor today, and I did a video telehealth. And they said that it's not a cold sore, it's some reaction to the sun.
That's the first chapter of our saga. It was filed on Friday, this past Friday. So buckle in, because, you know, the MAGA people caused her to have herpes as she's oppositional to Donald Trump.
Absolutely disgusting.
I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Laura is going to be given a second chance. I believe that she can do a tremendous service to young people.
And then she started to cry. She did. So I just want to thank Donald for giving me a second chance. And
brilliant.
And there he is, hair looping, going, everyone deserves a second chance.
Rosie said Trump went bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. She'll say anything that comes to her unattractive mouth.
Rosie's a failure. She's always been a failure. Her shows all go down the tubes. How they thought she'd work on The View, ridiculous. The show is a big, big miss.
She came to my wedding. She ate like a pig. And seriously, the wedding cake was like missing in action. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful, or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice? I've always felt to myself, she's a degenerate. She shouldn't. She's not. No, but I really understand. I really understand her. I've known her.
You can't just say she's a degenerate.
Oh, really?
Just watch it. She's also very critical of beauty pageants, calling them, and I quote, where women were paraded around, judged valuable or not by old white men.
If you looked like Rosie, you'd be critical of beauty pageants too. Believe me. Rosie is a very unattractive woman, both inside and out. And as hard as it is to believe, inside is probably uglier than outside, and that's really saying something. Look, Rosie's
That was super hilarious to see Donald Trump completely roast Rosie O'Donnell for good. Beautiful.
When these celebrities say they're going to leave America because they don't like who the president is, they're doing a couple things. They're showing how out of touch they are. We all have things that happen in our lives that we don't like, right? Well, we can't just pick up and go, you know, I think I'm going to go to my mansion in Ireland and live there for a while. We can't do that. I can't do that. You can't do that. So when a celebrity says they're leaving America if Trump becomes president, they're just showing how insanely out of touch they are. And the other part of this is, you know, Rosie was like a rah-rah anti-Trump person, you know, and when the going gets tough, you don't fucking pick up and leave. You dig in and you fight.
Who gives a
thank you
beep about Rosie O'Donnell and where she wants to go? I don't care what celebrities think about politicians or who they want to vote for. I think the last election proved it doesn't matter who you are.
You are a celebrity.
Yeah,
On politics.
Who cares what I think in terms of my picking a politician or who I vote for? You make your own decision. If she wants to move to Phnom Penh, move to Phnom Penh. She wants to go to Ireland, great. It's a better passport. You get an EU passport, not the British one. It's better. But who gives a beep about Rosie O'Donnell?
That sums it up right there. Well, I think nobody cares about Rosie O'Donnell. Honestly, she's a total failure. She's a celebrity, and we don't care what they think at all. It was just absolutely beautiful to watch Donald Trump completely annihilate Rosie O'Donnell for good. That was amazing to see. I had some great laugh in this video, obviously. The fight between Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell is a long one. They don't like each other at all. And you can see that in this video. How Rosie O'Donnell is very critical of Donald Trump and how she left the United States for Ireland because Donald Trump got elected once again. And Donald Trump has always been critical of Rosie O'Donnell because Rosie O'Donnell does not like him at all. I'm surprised that Rosie O'Donnell attended his wedding at all. That's surprising to me. Anyway, I think it was a funny video. I enjoyed making this video for you today. Let me know if you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video with me, you can also join the channel and become a member to support me so I can keep making more videos like this one for you. Thanks for staying with me till the end. I appreciate you being here as always, and click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye.